Alright, so you've decided to fix your brain. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that in your brain, thoughts, intentions, ideas are all part of the router that holds the Wi-Fi signal. If your wiring inside the hardware is clogged up with plaque, damaged cells from brain damage, from smoking weed, and from fruits and vegetables, because fruits and vegetables take metals and minerals and pollution and all sorts of shit that our body is not designed to process. And when it goes into your stomach and your body absorbs it, goes into your bloodstream and gets stuck in there. So step one is to unclog. To unclog, your body has to go in, flush out all the shit, or absorb it. And the only way to do that is three things. One, when you work out and you're doing all that, and your body doesn't put enough oxygen into your muscles, it creates lactic acid. That is the burn. When you're feeling the burn, what you want to do is take that lactic acid, build up enough of it so it's like a pool in your shoulders, your traps, and your neck, and hop into a freezing cold shower or water, which causes the warm blood and lactic acid to shoot up into this area. It will naturally ease away at the damage at your brain. I'm gonna be honest, it's your brain. That's step one. Step two, you gotta understand what is rebuilding. You have to rebuild the wiring. To rebuild the wiring, you gotta understand that one, the mitochondria is the powerhouse in the cell. Mitochondria is responsible for mitosis, which is how the cell splits and duplicates, essentially rebuilding and creating more building blocks, so to speak. The body has two ways. Okay, mitochondria. The mitochondria work by creating ATP, which is adrenal triphosphate, and what that is essentially the gas, the fuel And it all makes that through sunlight, carbohydrates, and fat. And what you gotta understand, would you rather have jet fuel or crude oil? Or whatever. So you're burning fat. If you've been eating like shit, like I have, your fat is going to be full of a lot of toxic stored chemicals. And if you smoke weed, that's where all your THC is. Step 3 is fat. Okay, so step 2, you have to be burning off your own fat with the lactic acid. Burning your own fat and taking lots and lots of because that has everything you need to repair neurons and synapses and all that. The reason we don't eat sugar is because it's a switch. As soon as your body intakes sugar because it's easier to digest, ketosis is switched off and switched to glycosis. So you have to stay in a period of fasting and only eating fat. Okay. You have to stay in a period of eating fat because of the switch with glycosis. Next is the reason intermittent fasting and fasting in general in all religions work. That's because our body is a self-cleaning machine. When you're not eating any food, your body will turn into itself to take out what's necessary to keep you running. And it is smart enough to start with the damaged cells. So when you're fasting, you're literally eating cancer, toxic and damaged cells, and your own fat. Which is why being chubby is going to come in handy for the first stages of your development. But you probably have some type of schizophrenic break if you're prone to it. Just because there's a lot of weed and a lot of toxins in your fat. But the payoff is huge. Alright. The next thing you need to understand is that our bodies are literally created in the image of the sun. I don't know about all that, but if you think about it, we started as a single-celled organism, and we literally built ourselves up from the ground. I have a feeling because we're designed to connect to the sunlight, that the sun is actually in the shape of a person, and we grew out in the way that we grew out to match golden spiral, quantum mechanics, blah blah blah. But the important thing is that being inside all day depletes you of vitamin D, which is essential for turning the cholesterol in your arteries into testosterone, which is important and is also responsible for setting your biological clock. Your sleep cycle and your wake cycle is responsible. It literally fills you up like a battery. It's designed to intake sunlight and it raises you up. Quantum mechanics, blah 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 blah. Angels. So, what do we learn?
Fasting plus intense exercise creates lactic acid and burns your own belly fat and eats up your own damaged cells. Then when you break your fast with a meal, you have to have something that's very, very high in fat and something with a lot of vitamins in order to start to repair the wiring while your brain is eating itself. Step 2, get lots and lots of sunlight in order to reshape your body's chemistry. That's when you'll start to see your brain functioning better, your memory improving. I'll get into exercises later. And when you break your fast, eat seafood as well, or omega-3s, because DHA, which is a chain of 3 different omega-3 compounds, is essential. It's really it's everything you need to repair the cells in your brain. I'm pretty sure neurons are made of DHA. Exercise, calisthenics, burr, sunlight. If y'all want to go into the law of attraction, I really do think cellular regeneration is possible, and you literally have to will your brain into healing, and it will, because of quantum entanglement and all of that nonsense. But it works. All right? It works. So you're exercising, eating the fats. Once you've been breaking your fast, and you've been fasting, and you have been exercising, and you have been doing all of that, and you've gotten enough sugar out of yourself so that you're not multiplying more and more toxic cells, you can restart your gut bacteria by taking a probiotic, some green tea, some water, but I prefer the Alkaline 88, and some raw honey. And you take it, screw the top off, and you set it outside for 24 to 48 hours so that the shit gets in it. Like bacteria, maybe. I don't want to say bugs if you're not like that, but bugs get in it, and then put it into your stomach, because we're a machine, and then the antibodies will fight it. It'll create more antibodies necessary for those things. It'll reset all the bacteria that's essential, essentially rebuilding your second brain that's been destroyed by ice cream and soda and beer. That's the biology of it. In terms of meditation and raising your vibration, all I can really say is that where attention goes, energy flows, right? So whether you have to eat specific foods, or you have to fast, or you have to do this, this, and this to raise your vibration, I've noticed that really the most essential thing is effort and focus and practice. And once I break through the ceiling, I'll let you know. But for now, it's just about maintaining, staying up. Staying woke comes later. And that's it, essentially. And that's just repeated action over and over. You can take different supplements. Try to avoid sugar because of the switch. And sleep. Sleep is where your body does the most healing. I get sleep is really hard with PTSD. The only way that I've managed is by meditation. I hate saying meditation, but really it's just practicing being comfortable. I'm gonna have to do a whole other video about how I cope with all the mental health stuff. But keep going. That's the only advice I can give for now. Keep going, see what works and what doesn't. Record all your lessons. I get memories hard, so I keep a calendar with everything, a to-do list for everything I need to do the next day. I keep a book for all my lessons and mindsets so I can go. I'm starting to read for focus. I'm playing video games on a hard difficulty. It's true, it works, because it's just any way you can stimulate your brain while you're healing is better, because it gets you there early on. You're building these skills when it's hard. You're doing all this work so that it jump starts you, and then you can start to focus on the real things later. The only other thing, really, is to not let this become a personality trait. Alright, you don't want to be the guy that's preaching about health to your friends. You gotta let your light shine as an example. And then when they're ready, let them come to you. And then you can get preachy. But honestly, not a lot of people want to hear this stuff. I look gross. I've got fat on me because I want to prove how quickly you can come back from being like this, whether it was intentional or not. That's what's happening. So in 1 week, I'm gonna have a 6-pack. I'm gonna have been fasting. I'm gonna have my gut bacteria restored. My brain is gonna be at a very higher level of RPM. My house will be clean. And I don't know about pussy yet. We'll see. All right, peace.